Reckless Ed. Boba Fett. Say those words to just about anybody on Earth and you're likely to get some kind of reaction. For a character who had so little screen time in the Star Wars universe, he is easily one of the most beloved. Most people link this to the unseemly way in which he was possibly killed in Return of the Jedi. But regardless of how he gained his popularity, or whether or not you believe that he died in the Sarlacc pit or somehow survived, the fact remains, that boy is super cool. So, here are the top 10 things you never knew about Boba Fett. Number 10. Although most people believe that Boba Fett's first on-screen appearance was in The Empire Strikes Back, that's not actually the case. His character was first seen in the 1978 Star Wars Holiday Special as an animated short. Now, although most of the live-action bits of that special was actually pretty craptacular, the introduction of Boba Fett made up for it. A little bit. Number 9. The number of lines that he actually had on screen in his short little career diminished with each appearance. In the Holiday Special, he had 20 lines. In Empire Strikes Back, he only had 4. And then in Return of the Jedi, he had nothing. Well, I mean, nothing if you don't count him screaming like a little girl as he slams up against that Jabba's sail barge. Number 8. Boba Fett's armor was originally supposed to be all white. George Lucas had a thing for making all of the bad guys' armor white, and Boba was no exception. The original line of thinking was that he was going to be wearing an ancient version of the Stormtrooper armor called the Shock Troopers. That idea was shelved entirely when they went with his current color design instead. However, the Shock Troopers will be making their on-screen debuts in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Number 7. Speaking of what else he was supposed to be, he was originally going to be Darth Vader's brother, if you can believe that. This idea didn't last too long though, although actually when you think about it, that would have made him like Luke and Leia's uncle or something like that. Ugh. Number 6. Now, we all know that Boba Fett's profession is a bounty hunter. You know, like he hunts and or kills people for money. So to do that, you need to be loaded up to the hilt with weapons. His helmet is able to interface with his ship to fire remotely, see in infrared, targets his enemies, allows them to see in 360 degrees, provides drinking water, records audio and video, and can seal itself in the case of atmospheric changes. And that's just his frickin' helmet. He also carries an EE-3 carbine rifle, a disruptor pistol, a concussion grenade launcher, flamethrower, dart launcher, vibroblade, fiber cord whip with magnetic grappling hook, wrist lasers, and then when things get really frickin' hairy, he gets out a survival knife. His Mandalorian armor is designed to withstand the elements and helps reduce the impact from just about anything, including blaster fire. He had a jetpack that allowed him to fly up to 70 meters for tactical advantages, and it also housed a top-loaded rocket-firing missile. So, yeah, this guy don't frickin' play. Number 5. Boba Fett's age throughout the movies is the following. He was born during Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. He was 10 years old when his father died during Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. He was 13 years old during Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. He was 32 years old during Episode 4, A New Hope. He was 35 years old during Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. And he was 36 years old when he died during Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi. If you happen to be one of the diehards like me that think he's still alive and kicking, then he would have been 66 years old during Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Number 4. He has had references and or cameos in 13 different movies to include E.T. the Extraterrestrial, The Fifth Element, and Live Free or Die Hard, just to name a few. He has also done the same thing for TV shows such as Family Guy, The Simpsons, Saturday Night Live, Arrow, Lost, and even Legends of Tomorrow. Number 3. His character has had literally over 340 toys, statues, and collectibles made of him. Everything from Legos, action figures, plush toys, you name it, it's pretty much been made about him. Heck, he's even got a frickin' Angry Birds thing. Number 2. He currently holds the record for most people to have played his character in the movies and cartoons. 8 people had a hand in bringing him to life. Jeremy Bulloch wore the armor in the original trilogy, but oddly enough, he was out for 1 day, so John Morton, the stuntman, had to fill in for a shot instead. It was the shot on Empire Strikes Back when he says,
"He's no good to me dead."
The original voice for Boba Fett was provided by a man named Jason Wingreen, but George Lucas replaced his voice when they hired the actor who would later play Jango Fett, his father, Tamura Morrison. Now, during the 1997 special edition remastering of the original trilogy, they planned on bringing Bulloch back to film the extra scenes that they were going to include, but it turned out to be too expensive to fly him in. Wait a minute, what? Lucas has made like a frickin' bajillion dollars with all this Star Wars crap, and he couldn't afford a frickin' plane ticket to bring in the original, and whatever. So they decided instead to use several employees from Industrial Light and Magic. Those guys were Mark Austin, Don Byes, and Nelson Hall. And finally, to wrap it all up, Daniel Logan played the 10-year-old youngster in Attack of the Clones. Number 1. So the big question on everybody's mind, of course, is Boba Fett dead? So to answer that, you have to look at what George Lucas had to say about the matter over the years. In the beginning, he was amazed by how popular the character was, because to him, Boba was just a throwaway character, which explains why he was so casually killed in Return of the Jedi. He admitted that he planned on going back and making his death a bit more grandiose for the fans, but he said, nah, screw that. Money, 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 money. Later in an interview with MTV, he said this about Boba's popularity. I'm mystified by it. He's a mysterious character. He's a provocative character. He seems like an all-powerful character, except he gets killed. Although he's gotten killed, the people who write the books and everything in the comics say we can't kill him, we gotta bring him back. We can't let him die. And then in 2012 at Celebration 6, Lucas was recorded without his knowledge at a Boba Fett exhibit for fan-made helmets about the current state of Boba Fett. And he had this to say, Boba Fett did not die. So there you have it, straight from the mouth of the guy who created this throwaway character in the first place. You know, right before he decided to sell the entire franchise to Disney, ultimately making everything he says useless. But, you know, whatever. Boba Fett ain't dead, baby, woohoo! Suck on that, haters! That's it, everybody. Let me know in the comments about anything else you know about Boba Fett that I missed. Go ahead and send this video to all your friends and tell them to subscribe to my channel too. You know, be nice and all that crap.